Hello and welcome back, guys, to Know It All's Talkball episode 9. What an episode
Yeah.
we've got in store. The World Cup has finally started. It has been one of the most incredible group
It's
stages
been
in
great.
my memory.
It's been great.
So yeah, a little bit of where we are at the moment. So we've just seen the round of 16 game between Japan and
Croatia.
Croatia.
That went to penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So heartbreak for Japan, unfortunately. But I
Yeah.
think most of what we're going to talk about today is going to be focused on the group stage, what we predicted last week, and then giving a rundown of exactly what we've seen in the teams that have played well or the teams that have played bad, and then looking at our predictions from last
Yeah,
week.
in our own little tournament.
Yeah,
I
which
mean,
some of our predictions are good. Some of
yeah,
them are
well,
god
as
awful.
always. But I
Yeah.
feel like the majority, and I haven't gone back and listened to it, I feel like the majority are pretty good.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
pretty good
Yeah,
predictions.
I think the player predictions were quite
The
good.
player
yeah.
predictions were also good.
Yeah. But without further ado,
Yeah, let's just
We're gonna get right into it,
away
yeah.
into Group A.
So we're also going to be keeping score
Yeah.
from the predictions and how it's ended up. So for every correct position of a team that
Mm-hmm.
we have in a group, we get a point. And by the end, we'll see who's won.
We'll see
So,
who's leading the
yeah.
World Cup little tournament.
Mm.
So let's start Group A, the host group. So this group, I think we both predicted absolutely correct.
We did. I think
we
both of
both
us, right?
had 4 points from 4. So the Netherlands top. So let's talk a little bit about your team, the Netherlands.
Yeah.
What did
so-
you think as a fan of the Dutch national team?
Yeah, well, I've had a lot to say
Yeah.
about them. I think
He
that
hates
we
Daily Blind. That's
I think we've done well to get this far already. Quarterfinals, I
Yeah.
think that's a good result. If we lose to Argentina, so be it. But not a lot of what I've seen has been like, oh wow, this Dutch
Yeah.
team is setting the world alight. It's been
It's been quite comfortable performances, but just nothing that really was inspiring at all. Like
No.
I thought the game against Ecuador, you guys were particularly poor.
we were terrible.
Yeah.
We had 2 shots.
The whole
entire
game, right? And
yeah.
Gakpo was one of those goals, and I think that he's been great so far. What should we do?
Sure. We've had some technical issues for this little episode, and our light's just gone off on top of our camera. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back in just a sec.
All right, so apologies for that. But let's get back. We're talking about the Netherlands. So yeah, Ecuador was poor, but yeah, I thought that you guys cruised basically through the group. I thought
Yeah.
maybe you could have lost to Ecuador, but I also don't feel like it was that big of a danger during that game.
Yeah, I guess you can get the feeling from all our opponents is that
Yeah.
they threatened us a little bit. We saw
Yeah.
that against the US as well. But in the end, we just had too much quality
Yeah.
going forward.
And I think that this is how Van Gaal wants to set his team up, right? He wants the team to just win, basically. Like he's setting them up for a World Cup, which is to win every game. Doesn't matter how you play. And we see it a lot in the Dutch media, right? That they're not very happy with how the team's performing. They
No, I
feel
mean right
like
here, Dutch media.
Yeah,
not,
Dutch
not happy
media.
about it, you know?
not enjoying it.
No.
But yeah, you guys cruised through it. I think, I was not impressed, like you said, but I don't think you were there was never any doubt that you were going to go through.
No, I think you're right in saying that. And yeah, this pool really, I think that really sort of sums up how this pool went, is
Yeah.
that it just sort of planned out as everyone thought it would.
Yeah, with Senegal coming second.
yeah.
Although I would argue that Ecuador probably played better, like more attractive than Senegal. I thought Senegal
And even the
really
Netherlands.
missed Mane. Sorry.
And even the Netherlands.
And even the
yeah.
Netherlands. Yeah, Ener Valencia was
Yeah.
on fire. Scored 3 goals. I think he's now scored the last, what was it? 5 or 6
yeah.
Ecuadorian World Cup goals. So props to him. He's still killing it.
Yeah. And then, should
But
we move on to the next?
Ecuador, Senegal, yeah, shame that they were
Qatar, what everyone expected. No.
even worse. I think
Yeah.
I think even
I mean,
worse. I thought they
didn't-
could get a
didn't
point.
Embarrassed, though. They didn't get
Really, I
embarrassed.
thought
They-
I thought that they were maybe easily with Costa Rica, the worst team in the tournament. Like it wasn't even debatable
Yeah, I
this
think
time
that's
around.
fair.
They were
Yeah.
so bad.
But at least they didn't get a 7-0.
At least they didn't get a send now.
exactly.
But 4 points there. You know,
For
we
both
are
of
the
us.
know-it-alls. The
Yeah.
Group A, we start you
Well.
off hot. Maybe the next group not so hot.
Not so hot. But
So we had England. I had England, Wales, the USA, and Iran finishing fourth. What did you
yeah,
have it as?
I had almost the same. I had England, Wales, but Iran in third, USA finishing last.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at my prediction there, to be honest. Like,
No, I think the U.S. I was really quite happy with how they play. I
Yeah.
thought that they were super expansive, quite entertaining team to watch. Who was what the issue was? What everyone thought: the lack of goals. Like you're not calling up Ricardo Pepi now. It's your fault. Pepi would have scored a couple goals.
yeah.
So, but I thought that they were quite fun to watch. England were outside of that game against the U.S. were comfortably the best side by
Yeah.
like heaps.
I mean, and
ahead
they
of
looked
everyone.
really good yesterday against Senegal as
Yeah,
well.
as well in the 3-0
England have got
one.
some
Yeah,
heat for this
yeah,
one.
that game
yeah.
against France is going to be spicy.
Yeah. I think Iran did really well to come back from the thrashing on England's part
Yeah.
to go and make a real good fist out of it in the end.
Yeah, at the end they were almost there. They
yeah,
were almost there.
yeah.
If Pulisic doesn't score that goal and then burst his balls like
Is that what happened? I've
Well,
already,
that's what they said that happened. But I think he was fine. I mean, he
Yeah.
played yesterday. But yeah, and then Wales, maybe they're in with a shout with Qatar. Costa Rica is the worst team of the tournament.
Well,
I thought they were
I'd say
awful.
biggest. I'd say they're up there with biggest disappointment along with Denmark. I wouldn't say that they were in the worst teams. Though.
Okay, yeah, but I think they have to classify as one of the worst teams because they are a disappointment because they could have made it out of this group. But the U.S. showed that they were a better team, and and Iran I think even proved that they were a better team. And what did it end? Wales finished last in the group, right?
Yeah.
So I think that they were really bad. Like they were still relying on Gareth Bale, who still produces magic from time to time. Sorry, there's a fly in the room. But he couldn't do it this time. Aaron Ramsey was basically like a no-show during this World Cup. Yeah, there was. I thought they were very bad.
Yeah,
Very
they
very
were.
bad.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. They only scored a penalty. No.
Yeah, against the U.S. because
Yeah.
then they lost 2-0. Yeah,
England
so
was 0. Yeah.
yeah, awful. But yeah,
Group-
Group B wasn't. I feel like it's still like.
Oh, so how many points?
So I have only one from that.
I
one.
only have one as well.
Only
so that's
England,
fantastic.
correct. So we're still tied at 5.
we're
It's
on
getting
5,
quite
yeah.
spicy. Group C. So Argentina's group. So I had Argentina, Mexico,
Ah.
Poland, Saudi Arabia.
What do you have? Argentina.
I had
I've nailed
Mexico.
this one. I've pulled ahead. I've got Argentina, Poland, Mexico, Saudi Arabia.
Well, I got 2 points here. But let's just get it out of the room, the elephant in the room. Haha, Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia. I don't care, okay? Every
mean,
big team lost to a
why
small
would you?
team.
Why
and
would
why
you?
would I?
Yeah.
We're in the quarterfinals
And
right
you're back
now.
to looking like one of the prime teams.
Maybe,
you know?
yeah. Argentina definitely was a team that started really bad and then really picked it up. Like, I feel like from our second half against Mexico to Poland was our best football that we played.
Yeah.
And I think it was finally Scaloni figuring out the midfield, playing Enzo Fernandez, playing DePaul and McAllister all together. That gives that midfield runs so much, and they put so much into the game that it allows Messi to just like create offensively, right? I thought even against Saudi Arabia, we were really unlucky to lose that game. Like we lost, and congratulations to Saudi Arabia. That's a huge win. But I don't think we deserve to necessarily lose that game.
Yeah, I don't know that you guys deserve to win, but I don't know that you guys deserve to lose either. You guys were pretty poor in that game.
Yeah.
Offensively, we're quite
Yeah,
bad.
we couldn't
and
really
then-
create
yeah.
anything.
And it was just two chances where you fell asleep at the back and Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia took them. And
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
big-
poor.
big shock,
And,
but,
and it's also a shame for Saudi Arabia, that they weren't able to take that
Weren't
historic
able to build
win
on
somewhere
that.
else.
Yeah. National holiday, but all for nothing.
Yeah. I thought they were better against Poland too. Like I thought that they probably
They
deserved
did
to win
play
against
quite
Poland.
well. Yeah, Poland were probably one of the poorest teams to actually make it through
I
out
agree.
of the groups.
I agree.
They'd never had a game where I was like, wow, Poland could do
Yeah,
something
against
here,
Argentina,
yeah.
the tactic was clearly like, let's just try not to lose by a lot. So
Yeah,
that Mexico
yeah.
kicks us out.
Exactly. Yeah. So
And Mexico, yeah, nothing really to say.
Mexico.
I thought that it was a shame, but also they didn't really show anything in the 3 games. I thought like
that was special.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's was it 7 round of 16 appearances in a row.
It's over.
Is
That
over.
record is done.
Yeah, and not in the good way where they go to a quarterfinal, but where
No.
they get knocked out in the group stage.
Yeah, that was poor.
So yeah, tough for Mexico, but yeah, on to the next one. So score
D.
update. I'm on 9. I think you're on.
I'm on 7.
You're on 7.
2 down.
All right. I think I'm about to lose some points here. Actually, I think I've got 0 for this one.
Really? So Group D, we had France topping it. Australia came second. Tunisia third, and Denmark last.
I have.
What did you
But
have?
you had Denmark last.
No,
Oh,
well,
that was
that
the
was
result.
the
Yeah, yeah,
result.
yeah.
I had France to top it, so that's 1.
Yeah.
Denmark second, Tunisia third, that's 2, and Australia last.
Yeah.
The Socceroos.
I had Denmark topping.
You weren't the only one though.
Yeah.
A lot of people expected Denmark
Yeah.
to perform. What did you think when you watched them? I thought that they were
Oh, yeah, I
awful.
got Denmark, France, Australia, Tunisia. So
Mm.
lands me a big fat 0.
0. Nice.
Um,
Catching up. Oh, I actually tied you now.
Yeah. What did I think of Denmark? I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't play terribly.
Really? I thought they were
and
really poor compared to their Euro
They,
showing.
yeah, I think they just were missing a final piece of the puzzle. The balls into the box, like
Up top.
they looked threatening coming forward in some
No.
games, but it just didn't eventuate into anything, which was quite disappointing.
Yeah, up top I think they had 7 different lineups or something, like 7 different players playing up top,
Yeah.
like at different times. Like they couldn't find cohesion or what was working to score goals.
Yeah, I think that they probably have a rare case of we've actually got quite a few good players now, and we don't know exactly what's going to work. And in the end, nothing that they came up with worked. And
No.
in the World Cup, you don't have time to figure it out. You
3
lose.
games,
Yeah, you
right?
lose. They drew against Tunisia their first game.
Yeah, so they drew
Yeah.
against Tunisia
And then
lost
had to go.
France.
Yeah, had to go play France straight away. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not marking down France as a dub.
No.
And if you're like, okay, this game we might lose, you're not putting down that
No,
one.
you're hoping that you don't get like destroyed by France, so it looks
Exactly.
like you belong. But-
Grab a win against Australia, and
and then keep going. But instead, Denmark has been sent packing on Australia. Like they never played really well. They were never really attractive, but the heart and like just how much they showed
Yeah.
to get there out of a really tough group. And Tunisia as well. Like I have to give them props. Like they beat the reigning world champions. Fair enough, it was a B team. Like Camavinga playing a left back. Like it was kind of all over the place, but. Still, like though, I feel like those two countries really like put on a good showing for themselves, especially Australia making it out and not defending very well against Argentina during the game. Like
yeah,
they
I mean they only lost 2-1.
2-1.
Like,
You know,
very
they had like
respectable.
2 chances that I thought were quite clear and they could have scored from, but for the rest, Argentina had it pretty locked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, big up the Socceroos. Really.
Yeah, that's definitely the W to come out of that group. France obviously looking dangerous.
Oh, great. Mbappe, I think, is a pretty early candidate to win the Golden Ball.
Yeah.
He's been playing so
yeah.
well.
And now we got France-England coming up as well.
Wow, that's going to be great. I
Yeah.
still don't know which way to go with that game, if I'm honest.
I think we're going to have to do a preview episode for
the
these games. It won't be in
quarterfinals,
this
yeah.
one because we're a little pressed for time today. But yeah, so moving on from that one, I think we've said all
Let's
we can
go
about that group.
to Group E.
Oh,
Another
this
shocking group.
Probably the
result.
tastiest, most
Yeah.
insane group.
You said it was a group of death during our preview.
I did.
You
yeah.
said like this is the group of death
Yeah. I think I pointed out. I think I also pointed out Belgium, Morocco, Croatia,
in Canada.
and we lost the heavyweight there as well.
Yeah,
so,
we did.
Yeah.
So what did you have? So the way that the group finished was Japan top, Spain second, Germany third, Costa Rica last. How did you have this group?
Wait, what were we saying? Spain?
So in real life, it went Japan, Spain, Germany, Costa Rica.
Yeah. So I've got Spain, Germany, Japan, Costa. I've got 1 point for Costa Rica.
Okay, so I got 2 because I put Costa Rica last and Spain second. I had Germany first
Lucky.
and Japan third.
Lucky.
Let's
little
talk
pick
about
there.
Japan, which first of all, like, yeah, their two wins are historic now. Like
Incredible,
Germany
yeah.
and Spain in the same World Cup to top that group, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like they really played I mean, they played well though. Like
They did.
they did defend a lot, but on the counter, the transition of play was really nice.
Yeah, and the 2 goals that they scored, the 4 goals that they scored in the group stage games were in an 11-minute bubble total.
It's crazy.
Like that's the distance between the 2 goals. They turned those games around against 2 massive heavyweights
Yeah.
of world football, which was just kind of crazy to
And
see.
Their Keylor Navas master performance that he had against Japan from having 9 points from this group. Like if it wasn't that Keylor Navas is Costa Rica's goalkeeper, they would have 9 points.
Well, yeah, if it wasn't for Costa Rica's goalkeeper and Japan's goalkeeper making an absolute mess of
and
it.
that's true. He did. Yeah, it was. And today he wasn't able to save any penalties.
Yeah,
but you
You
can't.
got to put that on the 3 guys that missed.
Awful
the
penalties from
yeah.
Japan. I don't know if they just didn't train them or didn't
Yeah.
practice penalties, but they were
Something wasn't
3 of the
right.
worst penalties I've seen.
Yeah, but I think we got to say that this as well. This group here was probably the best group.
Yeah, leading.
Insane.
throughout,
If
yeah.
you were watching the final 2 games side by side, you've got you had, I think it was only for about 5 minutes.
It
but
was
you had
3 minutes,
Spain-
right?
Yeah.
70 to 73rd. That
We
was
had
the best
Spain
time
and
ever.
Germany going out. I
I think
I
that's
was
when
losing
life
it a little
peaked
bit. Yeah.
because imagine we would have had Costa Rica and Japan through at the expense of those 2 giants, especially Spain. That they, unlike Argentina that I mentioned that are on the rise, Spain is just on the decline. Like they went from trashing Costa Rica 7-0 and
Well,
they looked easily the best team in the tournament.
we were watching that and thinking this team looks utterly
unstoppable.
dangerous.
Like,
Yeah,
they were the best team easily. And then against Germany, okay, that was a very good game of football that ended up 1-1. You could have given it to either side. But against Japan, they just couldn't really recover from conceding that second goal.
Yeah.
They couldn't find a way to score. And I think we have to talk about Germany. Second group stage exit in a row for the 4-time world champions.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
But I will say that this team was better than the 2018 team by a mile.
Yeah.
They performed way better, and they're really just unable to finish their chances. Like we talked about Denmark, that you have to make these games count.
Exactly. This is just a common case of, you lose your first game against not the best opponent in the group.
Yeah.
You got Spain coming up next.
Yeah,
exactly. You're not chalking down Spain as a definite dub.
No, you
Yeah.
have to, especially after they beat. I thought Spain might destroy Germany after they beat Costa Rica 7-0. But it also has to do with how bad Costa Rica was, still relying on Keylor Navas to produce magic, which he did a couple times.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's
a shame. Bud Musiala was amazing. I think he was
I think that the whole
outstanding.
team was pretty good. The Spain game, they didn't play bad. They played fine against. That's the thing as well. They did exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah,
in
but
the
they did
end.
concede a lot. 2 against
Yeah.
Japan, to concede 1 against
It was
Spain,
2 free
and
goals
2 against Costa Rica is
yeah.
not good.
But at the end of the day, they were never gonna they needed Spain to draw level. Had Spain drawn level, they would have gone through.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
It would have been fine. But that's why I guess you can't really count. I mean, Japan had all to lose throughout the I mean, not all to lose in terms of reputation, but it seemed always the odds were against them. We have to beat Germany. We have to beat Spain now as well to qualify. Because even if we draw or lose, Germany can beat us to it because of a stupid Costa Rica goal. So it was great to see them top the group, and it's a shame that they exited the World Cup in this way. But yeah, crazy group. The next one was also a crazy group.
Should we get a score update real quick? I've got 11.
So I am on 11 as well.
Okay.
So it's tied with 3 groups left.
Nice.
So this next group, we have Belgium. I predicted Belgium, Morocco, Croatia, and Canada. That was
That's my prediction exactly as well.
So that was wrong because Morocco
was
topped the
wrong.
group.
We got Canada, right?
I got 1 point.
Yeah,
Canada. So we're still tied.
We're still on 12 apiece.
So Canada and Morocco topping the group. What did you think in general of this group, and particularly about Belgium?
How much of Belgium did I watch? I definitely watched Belgium, Morocco. They were really disappointing in that. Just never really. They were fine against Canada, and then just couldn't do it against Croatia, a stubborn Croatian team.
Well, Lukaku did miss about like
Yeah.
six sitters
And
as
if
well.
if you finish like that, then you're not going to be able to get a win either. But what else can you say? Just I don't think anyone played particularly badly. I don't think anyone played particularly well.
No, I thought
It's
De Bruyne.
just-
I thought that they were just let down by the golden generation.
Yeah,
Like
again,
it was
yeah.
over, and there were also so many like disputes apparently coming out to the media about like Trossard and Hazard and De Bruyne and Courtois. So it was just a bit like they were just all over the place, and
Yeah.
it seemed like when they beat Canada, also they were so unconvincing.
Mm.
Canada, like their XG, I think the XG was like 2.6 to 0.8. To Canada's favor.
Oh, wow.
So Canada deserved to win that game, and they were unlucky not to. They deserved to lose to Morocco, and they were lucky not to lose to Croatia. Like they had a few good chances as well, and Lukaku couldn't put it away. So at the end of the day, like they really have nobody else. It's not like Germany's that you're a bit like, okay, of course it's also their fault, but things happen. Like you can't score. Like Belgium were just bad.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah,
And Morocco were quite
I think you're
interesting.
right in saying that Belgium just weren't good enough to
Yeah.
make it through. And then Morocco were great. I really actually enjoyed watching them play.
Yeah.
Play with a lot of heart. I think they're a really fun team. I can't wait for Spain, Morocco tomorrow.
That's going to be a good game of
Um,
football.
Yeah, it should be really, really nice. And yeah, Croatia did fine to make it out of the group. Now they're in the quarterfinals as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
like-
that they are so like neutral. Like I think if they have to play Brazil next, which the game kicks off in a few minutes, I think that Croatia are gonna get destroyed by Brazil.
I
Like
think that's-
none of the games that I've watched, they've been convincing.
Mm.
And even today against Japan, I think they probably deserve to lose the game.
Yeah, I don't know if either of them deserve to win.
I think that Japan just showed more. Like,
Yeah, maybe a
throughout
little,
The,
yeah.
It's just that in the after the second extra time when they kind of just started giving the ball away to go to penalties, which I don't get why because they didn't know how to shoot penalties.
Yeah.
But Croatia, I mean another now in the quarterfinals, so we'll
Yeah.
see what they can do. Although I don't think they'll do a lot more.
Yeah, could be coming up against Brazil. And speaking
Yeah.
of Brazil, they are our
The next group.
And as expected, this one had Brazil on top, which
Yeah.
is what I think we both predicted as
Yeah.
well. So both a point for us there. I think, did we predict the exact same thing
So
here?
I had Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon.
I've got Switzerland in last, Cameroon in third, Serbia in second, Brazil in first.
So that means I get 2 points out of this one.
I also get two, right?
No, you had Cameroon third, right?
Cameroon did finish third.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, Cameroon finished last.
No, they won against Brazil.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I get 1 point. My bad. I'm trying to steal some points here. That is true. They finished ahead of Serbia, didn't they? Because
yeah,
they beat.
Serbia, one that I think we both had to do a little bit better than they did.
They were also a bit disappointing. I thought that the talent that they had, and they didn't play that bad, like against Cameroon, which was one of the best games of the group stages.
Oh,
That
that was
3-3,
wild,
that
yeah.
Vincent Abubakar, the chip that he did
Mm.
on the keeper. I thought Mitrovic had a pretty good World Cup. Blahovic also got on
Yeah.
the score sheet. Milinkovic Savic played well, but
Just didn't have it defensively. That's
No,
what it was.
no, and
against
also maybe just
Switzerland
the
as well.
experience. Yeah, maybe the experience of not
Yeah.
playing like basically
Too many
not
World
having that
Cups,
many
yeah.
expectations on them. While Switzerland, like Shaqiri, Xhaka, they've kind of been here before,
Mm.
you know. And those two guys performed very well for Switzerland too.
Yeah, I think as well that we kind of underestimated Switzerland as a team. Like I remember watching the Switzerland-Serbia game, and because we did a lot of talking about how many good players were in the Serbia team.
Yeah.
But if you look at that Switzerland team,
Also very talented.
very solid team, and with a decent amount of depth in it. So, all right, guys, welcome back.
It's been an episode filled with technical errors today.
It's been quite frustrating. The battery ran out on the camera and our light. If you did realize a slight difference in lighting from earlier in the
Yeah.
episode, the light has gone out and refused to come back on as well. So yeah, it is what it is. Let's continue.
Yeah, if you've been here this long, thank you for staying with us. We are just about done talking about Serbia and Switzerland.
Yeah.
So they played a very fun game, which Switzerland came out on top. But like you were saying, yeah, they have a very talented team.
Yeah, I
Very
think a
talented
lot more
team.
talented than what we give them credit for.
Yeah.
And yeah, they've showed it because they've come out of the group
Mhm.
in second place.
Portugal It's coming up for them.
Yeah, that should be a good game.
Yeah, it should
Two
be
really
fun.
good games tomorrow.
Yeah,
I feel like
between-
we're saying that every day, but it is what it is. They're great
That's
games.
why you gotta watch all of them.
Yeah,
To make sure that they are great games.
every single one
Yeah.
of them. Yeah.
So let's finish it off.
With
Group H. So how did this one finish?
well,
It
what's
was-
the score at the moment? We're 14. I'm on 14.
So we had. So I'm on 13.
13. Wait, let me double check something. I might have the group with did Tunisia finish last or Denmark?
Denmark.
Then I have one less. I have 13. So we're going to this even.
7, 9, 11, 13.
13
Even.
as well.
Well, I know for sure that I got 0 points in this one.
0.
Yeah, because
What
I
have you
thought
got?
Uruguay would top the group.
Oh, I've got Portugal topping, so that's uno. And then Uruguay second, get no points for that. Korea third, also no points for that. But Ghana in
Last,
fourth
yeah.
is a point. So that
You've
puts me on
won.
15 points. Winner, winner.
So you've won
Chicken
the
dinner.
group stage tournament.
I have.
And it's because Uruguay let their whole nation and myself down. Well, I'm not from
That's a bit
Uruguay,
harsh.
but they were terrible every single game. I thought that they were really bad.
They weren't. They were disappointing against Portugal.
I thought they were bad against Ghana. They weren't. I mean,
Yeah.
they scored, but they also weren't that great.
Mm.
And against Portugal, they were terrible. They didn't even show up to
they were
play
really
against
bad.
Portugal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this group in general. Actually, I mean, Portugal were fine again, not particularly impressive.
Similar to the
watch.
Dutch,
Yeah.
comfortable but not impressive.
Not impressive,
Like, okay,
yeah.
yeah, this is how we thought it would go, but it kind of sucks that all that attacking talent can put on like a masterclass.
Yeah. Korea were terrific to watch in the fact that they beat
Yeah.
Portugal to make the
In
make
the
it out
last
of the group
minute
stage.
too, we really
Yeah,
celebrated that
we
goal.
were celebrating like it was our own country.
Yeah, it
and
was
I
great
don't
to
know
see
why,
them.
but
No,
like,
well, maybe they can upset Brazil
I
in
think-
a couple minutes.
yeah, I think as well when I'm watching some of these games, I'm like, who's gonna have greater joy out of going out of
Yeah.
the group stage? And I'm like, Korea
And
doesn't.
a lot
often
of
make
people
it,
hate Luis
so-
Suarez around the world, so I'm sure a lot of people
A
are
lot
happy.
of people got joy. Yeah, it's the
so-
most amount of joy out of that is how we.
It was a
how
good.
we
It
got
was a
yeah.
fun group. Another group that came right down to the wire, like all of these. I mean, it
not
was a great group stage.
No one took all 9 points. Not a
No,
single
right?
team.
Not a
Yeah.
single team. Portugal. No, Brazil
Uh,
was the only one that.
No, Portugal had a shot as
had a
well
shot,
to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is really surprising when you look at some of the
some of
groups
the
and
and
the
some
way
of the losses and stuff. Brazil
Yeah.
losing to Cameroon, Spain,
Yeah.
and Germany to Japan. Saudi
Weird.
Arabia beating Argentina. Morocco beating Belgium. It was quite a very very interesting World
Mm.
Cup, I have to say.
So we're only just past the group stage.
Yeah,
you know?
and the round of 16 games, although we won't get into it too much, they haven't been the most exciting outside of the one we just watched today. I think
Yeah.
that the teams that were expected to win have won very convincingly.
rather straightforward.
But we'll see what happens. Now we have great clashes in the quarterfinals coming up because of the fact that all the good sides have been able to win their games. So, or so-called
Well,
good sides.
Most of
right?
them.
Yeah,
I mean, you got a
most
couple of them that aren't there anymore. but
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think we want to take now a quick look at the players which we had selected previously as we had a breakthrough player,
And a
best
player of the
young
tournament.
player, and a player of the tournament.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I picked for best young player actually. Did we both go Pedri in the end?
I went with Pedri,
Yeah,
and he's been having quite a good World Cup.
he has been good.
I
yeah.
mean, he hasn't been as impressive as perhaps Musiala or Bellingham. I
But
think they've been way
unfortunately,
better.
I think
Well,
as soon as you get knocked out of the group stage,
oh,
all-
you can't
yeah,
win it.
you
I
can't
think,
win
but
it,
I
yeah.
think Bellingham is
Bellingham's-
there. I think Julian Alvarez is in there. He scored 2 goals
Mhm.
for Argentina and has changed the attack since he's come on. I think he's also assisted.
Cody Gakpo
Cody
can still be
Gakpo,
considered for that. 23 years
I'm
old,
not
I
too
think he is.
sure. Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But he was my breakthrough player, Cody Gakpo. And he's
Yeah.
been having a great tournament.
Yeah.
First Dutchman to score in his first
3 goals, right?
Yeah, 3 goals. He scored in every game in the group stages. Was on Didn't get one against the US, but I thought still played well. And it seems like his move to Man United is all wrapped up. It seems like PSV are willing to take 50 or 60 million for him. And
Nice. I
at
like
least
that.
Gakpo
That
seems
sound
to
of that.
already be in contact with Ten Hag and
Okay.
stuff. So
I like the sound of that.
yeah, it seems like he's going to join United and ruin his career. So
yeah,
that's
great.
a shame.
Can't wait for that. And then I had Mohamed Kudus as my breakthrough player.
Yeah, shame that he didn't
That he
make
didn't
it
make
out.
it
But
through,
he was
yeah.
very good for Ghana.
3 goals. I
3
think.
goals as well,
Yeah.
right?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, he definitely scored a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt pretty good about that. But yeah, if you don't make it out of the group, then you
It's a
can
little
only
tough
do
for
so
you.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets tough for
Bit
you.
of a shame. But yeah, I think that sort of.
What was your best player? Of the
my be-
tournament? I want you to say
My-
that.
my
I don't know
best
if you're
player-
trying to shy away from it. but
Yeah, I
want you-
was trying to get out of that. My best player was Gabby Jesus. It was a really stupid pick because he hasn't played at
And
all.
he's been injured now.
Oh, he's injured now as well.
big one, like, he's
and
gonna
I
be
guess
out
I
for a
can't. I
while.
can't really be like, oh, who's my best player? Mbappe. Like,
Yeah, Mbappe I think has been running away with it.
I think it's
Although
Mbappe and Messi.
I don't think Messi is that far off. He's
He's,
been
yeah.
great this World Cup, and obviously if Argentina win, it doesn't really matter. If
Then,
Julian
yeah.
Alvarez scores 6 in the final, they're gonna give it to Messi. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, that has been our group stage review. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, your family. Especially now, I know everybody's World Cup crazy. Maybe you want a little bit more information to make it sound like you know something. What better place to come than the Know-It-Alls?
Because we do.
So have a great rest of your World Cup. I'm
Well,
sure
we'll
we will.
see. Hopefully,
see
we'll
each
be
other
back
before
for
some previews.
maybe some quarterfinal previews.
Yeah.
I think would be a really good idea.
and of course a big final preview. towards
Yeah,
the end.
I think we have to preview the quarterfinals because it's Netherlands Argentina.
Yeah, we have no
One
choice.
of our teams is going out, whether we like it or not, and there's going to be some interpersonal conflict
Yeah,
on the show, regardless.
I'm gonna be objective and say Argentina's going to win right here.
I mean, if I'm being objective, no, I was thinking about it today, and I was like, what if I speak whatever my prediction into existence? So I was like, I better just predict that they're gonna win, just in case.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I do it too.
Yeah. Okay. So
So-
Netherlands 2-1. I'll say that right.
We'll see. We shall see. But we will see you next time. Have a wonderful start to your week. Nice. We got it.
Done.